Am I the a-hole for jumping off a train before the doors closed and abandoning my pregnant wife? I know the title sounds crazy. I'll try to explain this as best I can. I'm 29 and my wife is 25. She's also 5 months pregnant. Recently we decided to go on holiday together, nothing fancy, just to the coast, which meant we had to get a train. We had maybe 3 rolling suitcases, and one of those army-style backpacks. There was no issue as we boarded the train, and we sat down and put the luggage next to us. About 20 minutes into our journey, we heard an announcement over the speakers that the train was being diverted, which meant it wasn't going to stop at the station we needed anymore. As it was saying this, the train was coming to a stop at the next station. I panicked and told my wife we had to get off or we weren't going to be able to get where we needed. I got up and started grabbing our things, and rushed off the train. I couldn't believe it when I looked around and saw she hadn't gotten off. She was trying to grab our 3rd suitcase. I had the other 2 and the backpack. Unfortunately, it was too late, and even as I rushed to the doors, they closed. My wife looked like she wanted to kill me, and the train pulled away with her on it. I called her to tell her to get off at the next stop and I'd get the next one and meet her, but she was absolutely irate and told me the holiday was cancelled and she was going home. To top it off, she told her family and mine and they're all furious at me for abandoning a pregnant woman on a train headed God knows where with a heavy suitcase. My father-in-law told me I was an idiot for what I'd done. I feel like I was in the right, but my wife and family have other ideas. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole?
You're the a-hole. Why panic over something so little? You could have just stayed on the train and discussed with your wife what you guys were gonna do. You sound like one of those people that would reverse on the highway because you took the wrong exit, instead of just taking the safer but longer way around.
And was she supposed to leave their suitcase? Ha 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 ha, Op is a major a-hole.
And was she supposed to leave their suitcase? Ha 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 ha, you're the a-hole. As all your family already say. All you thought about was yourself and your agenda. Next, you'll be leaving kids behind because you get flustered. Your poor wife. Op is a major a-hole. You're the a-hole. In fact, double a-hole. 1 for being the type of person as previous described. 2 for not having, deep in your mind, that your pregnant wife's safety and well-being comes before anything else. If the train was on fire, would you leave her behind?
Agreed. Op, your wife is preggo, you need to slow down.
Yeah, I don't want to say he's an a-hole so much as an idiot that panicked and did something stupid. His wife's reaction feels like this type of thing has happened before.
Right, his response to being a bonehead is what makes him the a-hole.
You're the a-hole. Why did your pregnant wife have to carry the heavy suitcase? Why carry 4 pieces of luggage on a not-so-fancy holiday while traveling with a pregnant person, by train? Why didn't you leave the train together? Why didn't you notice she wasn't keeping up with you? I get that you didn't do this on purpose, but you really should have been more considerate.
This is what I want to know. Why did they need 3 suitcases and a large rucksack for a coastal break while traveling by train with one of them pregnant? That just seems ridiculously impractical. Also, if the wife was able to just get off at the next stop as Op suggested when they got separated, why did Op jump out of the train like it was on fire? They could have missed it, got their luggage together in an orderly fashion and disembarked at the next stop together.
I've been traveling around the past 2 weeks by train with my husband. We have 1 suitcase and 2 carry-ons and it's honestly been a nightmare lugging them on and off. Can't imagine this much luggage for a local weekend getaway. I used to travel for work occasionally. 2 maybe 3 days at a time. And it used to be a pain just with my hold-all and laptop backpack and I was a fairly fit guy in his 20s. I can just imagine the struggle a pregnant woman would have with a large suitcase and backpack. LMAO. So, you absolutely had to get off at that stop no matter what, but it was fine for your pregnant wife to get off at the next stop and circle back. And you still feel like you were in the right? No dude. You treated her in a totally cold and uncaring way. If you had done it in a moment of panic and later regretted it, that might be one thing, but doubling down on it now in the cold light of day makes you massively the a-hole.
Perfectly stated. To be honest, she's probably having second thoughts about the relationship. You're the a-hole.